Hey there, my name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is A Handwoven Experience, episode 69. And in this episode, I'm going to answer the question, what is PPI and why should I care? See, weavers, well, we love some math and we love some abbreviations. In the past, you may have heard me refer to EPI, which is ends per inch. That's a number that goes with your warp. How many warp yards do you have in an inch? This comes in handy when you're dressing the loom and you're setting up your project in the reed. You need to know how it's spaced. PPI is kind of the counterbalance to that, and it refers to picks per inch. Now, what is a pick, you ask? Every time you throw the shuttle, that is a pick. It's just that easy. So you're measuring how many weft yarns are in an inch. That is your picks per inch. Let me show you an example right here. So these are my warp yarns going this direction. You could tell by my little fringe here. So let's say in this example, I have 10 warp yarns in 1 inch. That's my ends per inch. My picks per inch is going to be measured this direction. How many weft yarns did I put in 1 single inch? Picks per inch this way, ends per inch this way. So why should you care about picks per inch? It just sounds like one more number, right? Well, picks per inch is going to influence how your fabric looks. So let's say that you are tossing the shuttle and pulling it really, really tight and you have a lot of picks per inch. You are going to see more of your weft yarn in that instance. And vice versa is true. If you're weaving very loosely and you have very few picks per inch, you're going to see more of the warp yarn. So it influences what your fabric is going to look like. Let's talk about balanced weave for just a moment. A balanced weave is what it sounds like pretty much. You have the same fiber going both directions and they're spaced exactly the same. So you have 10 ends per inch and you have 10 picks per inch. And what this will do is that this will give you the opportunity to make squares in your fabric, like in a plaid, right? So, total sidebar. I went to go look for an example here and I couldn't find one example of a plaid. What kind of a weaver am I? Man, that needs to be next up on my list of things to do, is to do some plaid real quick. But I found this lovely example from a fabric that I just got at the store. So these are the warp yarns going this direction. These are the weft yarns going this direction. So look at our lovely little square right here. This was created because we used the same spacing this way as we did this way. The ends per inch were the same as the picks per inch and using all of the same fiber. That's how you're going to get this nice geometric square. If you imagine if you would have made one tighter or looser, you would have ended up with a rectangle, either direction. Hope that kind of explains balanced weave. So picks per inch are important because it influences what your fabric will look like. It is also important when you are planning a project because you can then calculate how much weft yarn you need for your project. For instance, if you have a project that is 10 inches wide and you know that the goal is to throw 10 picks per inch, you're going to throw that shuttle 10 times in 1 single inch. From there, you can do the math and figure out that you are going to need 100 inches of weft per 1 inch of your project. Ooh, I hope that doesn't make the smoke come out of your ears. I know math is not always the most fun, but that is a way that picks per inch can be very important. You can actually calculate how much yarn to purchase for your project. Whew. I hope that wasn't too intense, my friends, but we'll review really quick. PPI is picks per inch. Every time you throw the shuttle, that is 1 pick. And that PPI is important because it is going to influence how your overall fabric looks. And you can use that PPI in your world of figuring up your numbers for your project. And that will help you clarify how much weft yarn you're going to need. So put that in your bucket of tools to use when you're planning your next project. And hopefully that'll help give you a little clarification as you're looking over project plans or making your own. All right, friends. I hope you have a great week and happy weaving.